A few years ago, I worked at a small local pet store during college. I was one of 2 women who worked there, and we didn't generally work at nights together. This store kind of specializes in saltwater fish and reptiles in particular, so it wasn't too odd to have newbie reptiles or aquarium people come in looking to just learn some more before actually getting a little companion. About a year into me working there, this one man would come in and start asking questions about the bearded dragons in particular. I humored him the first couple of times he came in and answered his questions for an hour and a half to 2 hours each time he came in. But then, he just kept coming in, not buying anything, not looking at other animals, refused to talk to my other co-workers standing right next to me. He was definitely a dude with a creepy vibe, but after about the 3rd time this guy came in and questioned me about bearded dragon mating habits for an hour, we all started getting uncomfortable. He knew my schedule because we were such a small store. I would call my friends and tell them to come hang at the shop while he was there because he was just so persistent about talking to me, and only about the bearded dragons, with the occasional "Do you have a boyfriend?" or pickup line. I told him I wasn't interested each time, and told him I had a boyfriend, even though I didn't. At first, we were all pretty forgiving, chalking it up to social awkwardness, but it started getting scary when he'd come in, look for me, not find me, but he'd find my car, with significant damage at the time, and decorated, very obviously my car back then, and just hang out outside the shop. My boss started telling me to hide out in our back, employees-only rat-mouse room when he'd come in. My friends were weirded out. I was getting uncomfortable around him, and my co-workers were actively trying to curb his enthusiasm for coming in. I ended up quitting that job. Around a month later, I'm watching the news with my dad. And oh buddy, were we in for a surprise. This same guy had been escorted off of his ex's property in a local town by police, came back to the house that same night, and murdered her. When she didn't show up for work, her co-workers called for a welfare check. Police got there. He answered the door and tells them his name is Zeus, which most definitely was not his real name. Lets the police in, and they found her in her bathtub on a tarp. They also found bloody plates, silverware, and pans in her sink. He had cooked and eaten parts of her heart, liver, and brain. He's still waiting for trial in our state, and his interviews and clips of news people questioning him while the police are escorting him to court are just bonkers. He tried to claim demonic possession at one point. He had previously murdered 2 people and been released from prison before moving to our area. Trust your instincts about the people you interact with. People are wild. Let's definitely not meet again.